Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of wild, isn't it? Yeah, who could have seen that one coming? Yeah, who could have seen that one coming? Um, yeah, couldn't have been me. Couldn't have happened to a better game. Couldn't have happened to a better game, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no, this is without a doubt the probably the worst fall off in Gacha history. Just I'm just saying it's probably the worst one ever. I don't think I've seen one that's worse than this. I'm just being legitimate with you. That's bad. That is bad. And also from a game that costs this much money. Oh, it's really, bro. It's more fascinating seeing what this game got beat by. Because this isn't even like a circumstance like this is unheard of. Like I don't even remember the last time I saw a game that's like supposed to be in like the big whatever. The big 4, 5 or 6 at like bro, it's below Marvel Contest of Champions. Bro, you're getting mogged by Marvel Contest of Champions. Bro, isn't that like an American game? Bro, you're getting beat by American gachas. Bro, this would be like America getting beat by like India in basketball. You just that should never happen. That like and everyone in India knows too that should never happen. This would be like America beating India in cricket. Even Americans know that shit should not happen. Isn't that a Netmarble game? Honestly, I have no idea if Contest of Champions is even an American gadget. I just assumed it was because it was Marvel. And it's got all the American superheroes in here. So that I just assumed it was American gacha game. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Um wow, that is sorry. I need to look up Wuthering Waves 1.2's date. Okay. August. I need to look up August gacha revenue from 2024. Bro, this was when Zhang Liao came out. I think. Maybe it was September, actually. Yeah, maybe it was September of like fucking 2024, bro. Holy moly. Holy mo, what did Wuwa even get back then? Oh, there we go, boys. Are you ready? Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. That was the Wuthering Waves Zhang Liao update. That was the Zhang Liao update where there basically like wasn't a banner in the game. September 2024. With a literal free unit. So like it's literally comparable to the month where Wuwa had a free unit. And this is the Zhang Feng Yi patch. That's fucking crazy. All right. We're gonna bro, I'm sorry. This is just diabolical. All right, we're gonna have to get this started. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, another month has passed by, and as you can imagine, there's going to be even more updates when it comes to revenue tracking for gacha titles. And of course, we're always going to have that update that comes at the end of the month for an estimation of mobile revenue. And as more and more data has come out regarding these mobile charts, and companies have been a lot more open about what percentage of their sales come from mobile and what actually comes from like PC or console, we've been able to get a better and better picture of how most companies in the space are doing, using these projections alongside, of course, our ability to do some simple math. And what we're going to do today is, of course, take a look at all the different games in the gacha space, how they've landed, at least on the mobile side, talk a bit about what those numbers are going to mean as a whole for the games, and well, naturally, where the space is going. And along the way, we'll have plenty of opportunities to address numerous areas of misinformation, actually incorrect data, and help use that to curate the discussion moving forward so that you know where you're potentially getting misled. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get it started over here. And I actually find that viewing this chart from the top down is one of the most uncreative ways you can view this month's data. So we're actually going to be starting from the bottom up, actually from around spot number 50, just so that we can locate, well, the first game on this list from the bottom up, because it's going to be one that might throw you in for a bit of a loop. It might throw you in for a bit of a surprise. Yes, at rank number 35 over here, with a mobile projection of about 4.76 million, you're going to have Arknight's Enfield. And so when it comes to Enfield and when it comes to other games, even like WooWar NTE, mobile typically makes up between 25 to 35%. 25 to 34% of a game's sales. So you can reliably actually multiply this number by like 2.5 to like 3.5. Somewhere between those lines. Like, yeah, I would say it's like, yeah, like maybe between 3 to 4. And you would notice that even if you take this mobile projection and then multiply it out to the whole, you would have around at maximum like 15 million for the game. That's less than just the mobile revenue last month. Even if you take these projections and you project it out to the whole, bro, this thing's at like 13 million, 14 million total across everything. Across mobile, across fucking PC, across console, everywhere. And that's not good. When the mobile projections for Enfield were higher than that alone on release date in January, February, March, April, and now we're in May, and it's at the lowest recorded numbers ever. But that's not very surprising, is it? When you go ahead, you pop open Twitch tracker, it went down. You look at the metrics for this game, and you see that it's averaging 249 viewers across the week, 107 viewers, 3 viewers per channel, nothing too crazy, just down from these massive numbers over here of 125k peak when the game released. Yes, sir. 125k peak. Imagine that. Because you're at about like 0.01% of where you normally were. This is what the actual viewership numbers are looking like. Like you can see that's the peak over here. Oh, sorry, it's more like 70k. Get a little bit of a bump up because you're paying people to play the game. And then you go back down to actual viewership numbers of about averaging a solid 40 on a good afternoon. Then you just see over here, yeah, no, Sekiro, Thanos snapped twice. That's what the viewership is looking like from May to June. Yeah, just down a whopping 72.6%. That is literally Thanos snapping twice, by the way. That got halved to 1,000, then halved again to 500. This shit is cooked. This game is so fucking bad, it's unbelievable. And the fact that you can't see a single person streaming this game or uploading videos of this game unless they're paid to stream it or they're paid to make the videos should be enough to let you know this is probably the biggest rug pull in gacha history. Just from the like metrics, engagement, like ability for a CC to build a career around this game, it's a rug pull there. But it just so happens this game is also a fucking rug pull on the revenue side as well. Because even if you account for mobile just being a piece of the pie. Bro, this is a really small fucking pie. There's no way, even if you go in with the full knowledge of how mobile projections, how it's a portion of the revenue, how all that works, this is still very, very, very low revenue. And it's an awful look for a game that just came out like 4 fucking months ago. 4 months ago. And you want to know the worst part about all of this? How you know this shit is undeniably completely fucked? Guys, I looked at Wuthering Waves' mobile projections. Their mobile revenue from September 2024. The update where they gave out Zhang Liao for free. Bro, it made the same amount of money, mobile projection-wise, as Enfield 1.2. Bro, the Wuthering Waves update 1.2, where they gave out a free 5-star character, Zhang Liao, made basically the same amount of money as Enfield this entire fucking month of May. But, like, they didn't give out no free character here. It's just nobody spent money on the fucking game because it's bad as fuck. It's pathetic to see where this is. It's pathetic to realize that this is going to drop down and probably fade into obscurity within the next couple of months. I said that this game was going to die within months after release. I said numerous times this game needed a relaunch. Fast. A relaunch in 1.1 and at 1.2 latest. None of that shit happened. The devs didn't listen. Their egos are insane, and they're driving this game into the fucking ground. And now you're seeing the lowest revenue numbers probably ever seen for a game of this size in history, followed by the lowest viewership numbers I think I've ever seen for a game of this size in fucking history. And of course, to just round it all out, hey, let's take a look at the Google Trends, because we all love taking a look at those. Oh, we're going down, down, down on a merry-go-round. I didn't even know this was possible, bro. Like, I'm looking at Enfield across the past 3 months. Wait, why is this look? What am I even looking at here? There you go. There you go. It's just, it physically can't get any lower. That's essentially what I'm trying to tell you. This game can't, like, go any lower. Every day it pushes a new boundary. The final frontier of how shit a game can be. You discover it every day as long as this game's still in service. With that aside, it's time to move on to the next game. I think I've explained enough about Arknight's Enfield, its results, and why it's like this in the first place. And I guess specifics when it comes to the banner. Their Zhuang Fengyi banner, she looks like shit. Her gameplay's fucking awful. You don't even know what's going on when you play her. Her banner was 32 days. And then they decided to have reruns afterwards. So I guess there's not enough people that give a fuck about reruns in this game. And also nobody that really cared about Zhang Fengyi. So nobody pulled anything. And that's why this game's gonna die. Also, the game sucks. So yeah, no, I think I've already explained it enough over there. So the funny thing over here, though, is taking a look at where Enfield is now, where it was before, and all of the games that have, well, beat it on the mobile side for this month. And this is where the second part of the fun really comes in. Let's see who mogged Enfield. Cookie Run Kingdom. Marvel Contest of Champions. Azure Lane. Beyond the World, just China. Yeah. Arknight's Enfield combined, Global NC just got beat by just China. I don't even know what this is. Light and Night. Ooh. Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage. Infinity Blicky. Chaos Zero Night. This is actually the best test. Which game has more views? Enfield or CZN? That's the real test over here. Oh, it's a close race. Oh, it's a close race, brother. Oh, man. Oh, man. I can't. And when you realize that CZN is a game that peaked at 8K on release. It peaked at 8K. It's averaging now the same number of viewers as the game that peaked at like fucking 100 something. Sorry, it doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, then you got verse 1999. Dragon Quest Smash Grow. You got mogged by Dragon Quest Smash Grow. Anyways, 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, the 7th anniversary. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the prodigal son returns. We got Zenless Zone Zero at 9.3. So remember all the stuff that I said before about mobile projections? This is likely 25 to 35% of ZZZ's total revenue. If not less, if not more. That's still not a lot of revenue for Zenless Zone Zero. Yeah, you all know at this point, when even though it's just mobile, when you see a projection that's between like 4 and like 10 million, for a game that's like of Enfield's ZZZ Hoyo size, you know that's not a good look. And yes, I know ZZZ has its new region coming up, but this is 2 patches in a row of them looking like they're getting absolutely fucking shit on. And while ZZZ appears to have more staying power than Enfield, it didn't manage to drop any lower. Bro, I don't know anyone that's actually excited about the future path of this game. Even when I stream this game nowadays to like shit on it, I don't even get the haters anymore. Because even they quit. The people that hate on me and shield ZZZ, they don't even hate on me anymore because they quit ZZZ. Bro, it's just sad. It's just a little bit depressing to see where this game has gone because they don't know what they're doing. Bro, they don't know what they're doing anymore, and I don't think the players even know what they're doing playing this game anymore. And like, bro, I forgot to even mention this, but 3.0 is also the game's anniversary, but 2.0, the game's first anniversary, was so fucking bad, I don't even see anyone slightly hyped for ZZZ's second anniversary 3.0. Bro, I forgot it was even happening. Bro, I didn't even see anyone mention anything about it because, of course, they know 2.0 was so bad. 3.1 is the ZZZ anniversary? Well, then why the fuck did they give out all the free shit during 2.0? Wait, why the fuck did they give out all the free shit and like the free 5-star and the W engine during 2.0? If 3.1 is the anniversary. No, 2.1 was the fucking... No, 2.1 was the Yuzuha patch. You guys are retarded idiots. Anyways, don't listen to my chat. Nobody, as you can see, nobody in this community plays EZZ, so we're all just saying a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense. All right, now, moving on. Yeah, no, they're on 2.8. They got Promia and, like, Billy, but nobody gives a fuck about them because Promia looks like a prostitute and Billy has a penis, even though he's a robot. Anyways, moving on. Let's see what beat Enfield. And let's see what beat ZZZ. Puzzles and Dragons. Battle Cats. Uma Musume. Pretty Derby. Idolmaster. Dragon Ball Legends. Monster Strike. FGO. Imagine playing FGO in 2026. Bro, that's basically the same as saying that, like, yeah, playing FGO in 2026, it's like they should have like a way to scan that your phone has this and it's active activity. It's like that would be an alternative to like mental asylums. You'd just be able to find out who actively plays FGO in your country and just put them on a list. And then you'll know, like, hey, whenever there's like a suspect for like, I don't know, like some sort of like mass murder, you know exactly who to look for ASAP. Straight up, because you gotta be deranged. There's gotta be something actually wrong with you to non-sarcastically, like out of pure like joy and want to play FGO in 2026. What is your fucking issue, man? What's wrong with you? I'm just gonna be honest. There's so much better shit to play. Bro, there's so much better shit to play. This is what it's like. No, this is what it's like. It's like in the era of in like the fucking era of like Kindles and reading shit online, you decided to, like, read books that are written on fucking papyrus. Like, that fucking Egyptian paper from, like, 2000 BC. Like that's the type of shit that, like, you're having fun with while everyone else is on, like, is like reading tablets. That's FGO in 2026. The dark ages of fucking gacha. Anyways, yeah, this shit should be at 0. Why the fuck is it even up here? This shit is embarrassing. Now, we got probably one of the most controversial games on the list over here. Neverness to Everness. Because a lot of people are going to take a look at some of the data that we're seeing and get a bit of a misconception about what is going on. A bit of a misconception. NTE over here is showing an increase to 22.5 million month over month from 6.7 million before. This is not what you think it is. Across the months of, at least on mobile, right? April and May. The game launched for about 1 day in April and 30 days in May. Across 60 days, it earned about $30 million on mobile. So that's 15 per month. On mobile. So this is the total, these two combined over 60 days. And, well, there have been some NTE haters that have been providing some facts. And even though they're provided by haters, well, I've got to go ahead and I've got to take a look at the facts. So, these are the first 2 months of Arknight's Enfield. Actually, the game that we just saw that has one of the most diabolical fall-offs in gacha history. Arknight's Enfield, in its first 2 months, made via Sensor Tower, right? That 54 million. NTE across its first 2 is at 29, adding those two together. And then Wuthering Waves was at 72. That is, like, literally what the first 2 months is signifying over here, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. And so, sorry, I messed up. This isn't actually across the first 2 months. It's across the first 2 months in Sensor Tower. It's not across the last 60 days. It's more so across the last, like, 33 days, 34 days or some shit like that. I don't really know. But that's essentially what it's looking like. And as you can see, that's kind of not at... That's at maybe Enfield pace. But that's debatable, because once people start seeing shit like this in the game, I don't know how much this game is going to grow. This is kind of like the issue. NTE is one of those games that's becoming worse with time, because they actually have released their 1.1 main story, and they just copied Wuthering Waves. I don't even know what else to say. They just copied Wuthering Waves. And that's... Maybe this is something that would, like, work out well in one universe, but I don't think it works out well in this one, because people kind of see this and they're like, yeah, this game looks like they just copied everything from somebody else. And in this space, being seen as, like, the thief over here in this manner, where you're copying it, and on top of copying it, you're making it look worse. At the same time, it's not really a good look. And in all honesty, this game is probably going to have a lot of similarities drawn to it to Arknight's Enfield. And when you know, based off of the track record, right, where Arknight's Enfield is in just a very, very, very short... Guys, this game released basically in February. This game released at the end of January. It's been like 4 fucking months. It doesn't take a lot to fall in this space. That much is a fact. And when I see stuff like this, this doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me. I don't look at this and I'm suddenly now like, oh, I really believe in the vision I believe in the vision that these developers have. Is anyone saying that? No, you're not. I think the most positive emotion you can evoke over here is like skepticism at the very least, right? I don't think there's any positive take you can have about this because it just looks like fucking woo-wah. Like, and it looks too much like woo-wah. It's like, it's concerning. And you know that's true. Because this just means, what else are they going to copy, bro? Are they already out of inspiration? Are we about to see the Exostrider in version 1.2? Bro, they already copied Rossi, they already copied Alpha, and they already copied Fraxidus. Bro, it's only been one update. Bro, it's only been one update. And the Venn diagram between NT and woo-wah, it's a circle. So yeah, that's the situation going on over here with this game. And like I said before, more comparable to Enfield than NT is to other titles. And my personal take is this, ladies and gentlemen. I would not be surprised if this big chunk that you're seeing over here, a majority of it is on like day one. I would not be surprised if a majority of this was in like the first couple of days of May, and then the spending really tapered off as the month went by. And I would not be surprised if next month we're looking like Zenless Zone Zero or Enfield. That's my personal take. I would not be surprised if it looks like ZZZ or Enfield next month. Now, moving up, we've got some of the most interesting discoveries over here. Arknights, mobile-wise, make it about 9 times as much than Enfield. Maybe 8 times as much money as Enfield, regular Arknights. Yeah, this is like your older brother becomes a vegetable. That's what I gotta assume, right? Or wait, no, I guess Arknights is the older brother, Enfield's the younger one. Nah, your parents have a second pregnancy and the kid has Down syndrome. Now, that's more so the accurate comparison. Yeah, no, Enfield is the kid that with Down syndrome. I don't know what else to say. Doesn't that... Like, think about what you're doing in AKE 1.2. You're playing with sewage. You're literally working with sewage and doo-doo water. That's pretty, like, anyways. Moving on. You can see Enfield, you can see Arknights is doing really good, probably at the cost of like Enfield selling its soul. Maybe Enfield was like one of like those like insane good Samaritans. They were like, I'll die so that Arknights can live. Maybe like that was like the exchange that like happened in like some back room somewhere, and that's why we're seeing this right now. Anyways, fucking ridiculous. And now, the big three. Or really, the big three of the biggest gacha drama that's going to be occurring right now. You got Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Wuthering Waves taking spots 2, 3, and 4, while a bunch of Fujoshis win number 1. We don't need to talk about them. You already know what's going on over here with Love and D Space. So, first things first. There might be some misinformation afoot. There might be some incorrect data. There might be some odd assumptions that are being made over here. So let's first talk about where that's getting sourced from. So, apparently Sensor Tower, global Sensor Tower, only global for some reason, seems to have heavily underreported Wuthering Waves this month. And there's actually proof that Sensor Tower underreported Wuthering Waves. So I gathered some data from Don. The website is public, it has English, so everyone can check for themselves. And so Don, a CN website that checks revenue, right, is noting that woo-wah is actually second place. Genshin is out on top because Genshin Impact players are mentally ill. But then woo-wah was actually second, and then HSR was third, and then NTE's all the way down here, and then ZZZ and Enfield. Right? So the Chinese website clearly has the same exact placements of all these games, except Wuwa's over HSR. Right? You can see over here, right? The bottom was Enfield, ZZZ, then NTE. Everything else is the same. But then over here, when we take a look at this data, right? HSR is kind of beating Wuwa handily, which doesn't make that much sense, especially when you consider what's been happening in the Wuthering Waves update. Yes, HSR might be on the tail end of its anniversary patch, guys, but what do we have in Wuwa? Oh, yeah, we had two sort of must-pull banners. Some could say Denya's very skippable, but I guess we also have, like this. But this is also the thing. The spending during this update is really, really, really interesting because chances are you didn't actually need to buy those packages. And one of the reasons for why you didn't really need to buy those packages was because they had so many fucking pulls in 3.3, it was ridiculous. Yeah, no, I think it was close to around like 100 pulls in Astrite and then a bunch of like other resources, right, that you were able to get. And the end result was that you kind of save these. Like, I didn't need to purchase these to get what I wanted in this patch, so I'm kind of saving these for the collab. You kind of did get a free 5-star from the number of pulls that were available during this anniversary. So, that could be one of the reasons. However, that still doesn't necessarily explain how you get such a big delta over here, where it's like, Wuwa, again, everything looks the exact same, and then you're also seeing that on the CN server alone, it's generating an estimated 26 million for May. Yeah, that doesn't really seem to line up, does it? Yeah, I don't think Global made just 8 million this patch. Do you kind of see what's going on over here? Every single CN avenue, right, where you can gather this data, every single CN website seems to be saying that the revenue from Wuthering Waves is way higher. And everything else seems to be lining up. So, like, what exactly is going on over here? Because you can see over here, this is what it's looking like in CN on Sensor Tower. Yeah. It's just showing like a 4 where you're seeing like, again, like 20 millions elsewhere. It's a bit of an issue, right? It's a bit of an issue because what do you see above HSR in pretty much all the different reportings of this revenue? Basically, every outlet in CN, right? Every outlet in CN is saying Wuwa second, Genshin's Nicole is number 1, and then Evanessi is third. But then here, just for this one occasion, our shit got cooked again. So you can probably see what's going on over here, right? You can probably see what's going on over here. These two should probably be switched. And Wuthering Waves, during its 2nd anniversary, even with the most generous patch pull-wise they've ever had, and their insane Cyberpunk collaboration where most of the spending is actually going to happen in the next patch, Wuthering Waves is effectively 2nd or 3rd, depending on how you view these lists. And remember what we talked about when it comes to these projections. Wuwa falls into the category of one of those games where mobile's like 25 to 35% of the revenue. For Genshin, mobile is like actually like closer to 50-60 because Genshin has way more mobile players. HSR, also a similar bucket, closer to 50-60. That's because games like Wuwa, games like ZZZ, they're not really that good to play on the phone. I guess NTE falls under that bucket as well. And so a majority of those players actually spend on the platform that they play on, the PC. Because it's much better to play ZZZ, Wuwa, NTE on the PC. Genshin, HSR, doesn't really matter as much. So, when you see a game like Wuwa, or a game like ZZZ, or a game like NTE, or maybe even Enfield 2, we don't really talk about that one that much anymore, posting numbers like this, just know that if Wuwa and Genshin were at the same numbers over here, Wuwa's probably actually making more money that month. Because again, that's just how percentages and projections work. Again, guys, I'm just using fucking basic math over here. If you disagree with me, that means you probably didn't graduate from middle school. So yeah, as you can see, an impressive month all around, where we're finally starting to see some of the true colors for these games that I've been saying have been complete shit. You know how cathartic it is to have been calling this game hot, steaming fucking garbage for 3 fucking months, and it is now failing in every single metric possible. What is the argument now, Enfield players? You are low revenue, you are low viewers, you are low views, you are low videos, you are low in everything. How is the game good? Tell me. What is the goalpost shift now? How is the game good? I'm excited to see that. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out. Guys. Hey. I just view it this way. Unlimited Oregon. It's really easy. Just be right. It's really easy. Just be right. Some people can't be. I've realized that I probably should just go become like a gameplay consultant. Yeah, no, like I've realized I probably have the track record right now. These gacha companies should just pay me to like play their game and then like actually tell them, yeah, people are gonna fucking hate this shit. Yeah, no, they're gonna quit just because of this. Like this alone will lose you billions of dollars. Yeah, you're gonna lose billions of dollars from this. Guys, without a fucking doubt, Enfield, if they had listened to my advice, if they had listened to my takes, Enfield, they would be doing so much better now, it would be ridiculous. Like, bro, they would be doing so much fucking better right now, it'd be ridiculous. They have so much shit that they could have fixed. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright. Alright. How long was that vid? I feel like I was having some fun with that one. Yeah, I feel like I was just having some fucking fun with that one. That one was hilarious. All right. All right. Oh, by the way, our sponsor is actually delayed until tomorrow. Yeah, we just had some minor things to work out real fast. But yeah, it's delayed until tomorrow. So no insane goonery today, unfortunately. Yeah, no wedding goonery today, but yeah. Did you see Gacha Smack's latest video on the collab? He was grifting. Bro, somebody was like messaging me about it, and I was just like, dude, I'm not. How did he make a 37-minute video?
What's going on, boys and girls?
What is he talking about for 30? Like, it's 37 fucking minutes, bro. Bro, how is this shit 37 minutes? What is he fucking? Is he just yapping for 37 minutes? Watch it on two. Guys, this is the thing. I don't want to watch it. How is he talking about it for 37 fucking minutes? Gacha Smack breaks down the contentious changes introduced to the Wuthering Waves Cyberpunk banner system. This analysis examines the mechanics surrounding exclusive currencies, penny carryover adjustments, and resource conversion limitations that have sparked intense debates within the player community regarding the ethical direction of the collaboration's monetization strategies. But what could have even been said over here? Like, okay, like, what was even said over here? This is the thing. Nobody has even said what he said. Like, what's the summary? People have been saying, ask AI to summarize it. You tell me no one has the summary. What happens when you actually do ask Gemini stuff? Summarize this video in one paragraph. In this video, content creator Gacha Smack discusses the controversial changes to the Wuthering Waves 3.4 Cyberpunk Edgerunners collaboration, arguing that while the collab's quality is exceptional, Kuro Games has implemented predatory and greedy business practices. He breaks down several key issues, including the introduction of an exclusive event currency, the inability to use existing Radiant Tides or Coral Shop resources for the collab, the nerf to Coral acquisition rates, and the removal of penny carryover. While he acknowledges that some aspects, such as Sweet Dream Tuning Event, provide value to players, Smack maintains that the sudden shift in established game rules is a calculated move to maximize revenue at the expense of player resources, ultimately encouraging the community to voice their dissatisfaction and push for fair practices. So, this is my take on the collab. With 125 polls during this collab, you guarantee an S1 R1 unit. Or sorry, you guarantee an S1 unit, potentially R1. So like, does anyone talk about that? That for 125 polls, you get, okay, yeah, this is the funny shit over here. Hey guys, what if I pulled up somebody over here that had a really dumb comment, and then I immediately dismantled it completely, bringing a point of view that they didn't even consider because they're retarded? You guys ready? Should we go do that? Should we go do that? Ah, man. Ah, man. Alright, here we go. Let's go. Alright, no, it's probably because you knew that you were the one that was going to get pulled up. Alright. Smack's right on that. It is predatory. We didn't need another currency. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. How many polls are we getting for the Cyberpunk characters? Just like via login or visible rewards. It's 20. How many patches do you typically get 20 yellow polls from events? Why do we need to justify the free polls? That's a separate thing. So have you thought about it this way? because it's a separate currency, they gave out more polls via login for free. That's the perspective that you didn't think about. You didn't even consider that. You looked at 20 polls from logging in, and you were like, yeah, that seems the exact same as every patch we've had. When if you had like any sense of object permanency, you would realize 20 polls from logging in is absurd. "20 polls that don't carry." Yes, because it's a fucking collab. Um, I guess this is the take. I guess this is the take. Who's mad? Nobody's actually upset. Nobody's actually angry. Anyone that's just feeding into the drama right now, you're appealing to people that don't even play WoWA. Because you are at the point where you're arguing against the implementation of a collab banner. Because now you're saying you're upset that the banners disappear. Great. Why didn't you talk about this when the collab was announced? Why not see people raise their pitchforks and saying, oh, these banners better be permanent, Kuro Games? They should have been upfront about having a different currency when they announced the collab. Who actually is suffering from the different currency? Who? This is the thing. Who's suffering from it? Tell me if you bought the packs that are sold per patch, they can't use the Radiant Tides or Forging Tides. Yeah, you can't. You want to know what you can use your Radiant or Forging Tides on? Anything else in the game. You can literally use them on anything else in the game. And so the only person, again, is somebody that converted all their shit for no reason. That's it. It's just the person that converted all their shit for no reason. It's a very small part of the population that converted all their shit for no reason. And the response to that is, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And so again, my take has always been very simple. The issues that people are highlighting over here don't exist for 99.9% of players. And so, because there happen to be edge case scenarios where some retarded person gets fucked over because of retarded shit they did to themselves, people are like extrapolating on those edge cases like they're even going to be slightly common. And because they're, I don't know how else to say this other than like greedy entitled bums, they're trying to use these edge case outlier scenarios as an opportunity to like try to get free shit because they're broke. That's legitimately just what the situation seems like. Because tell me who's getting fucked, like, legitimately. Who is getting fucked over by there being a different system? Oh, man. Anyone that's been saving up corals since day one of the game for the collab. Okay, great. what if they don't want you to just go into a collab and be able to S6 everything in the collab? Bro, it's like is a company gonna try to make money during a collab? Yes. Do Are they still allowing you to get a lot of stuff for free? Yes. If they banned you from converting Astrite, oh yeah, no, that'd be wild. Yeah, they banned you for converting Astrite. That'd be ridiculous. If this banner was paid only, oh yeah, that'd be fucking ridiculous. But when you only need 125 pulls, that's where people are only looking at the negatives of this banner, and they're not even trying to look at the positives. These are literally the cheapest 5-star units in the history of the game. And you're now over here saying, I am going to disregard all the positives and only focus on the negatives. This would be like somebody gives you $1 million, right? Somebody gives you $1 million, but their price is that you gotta do one gacha pull a day. And you're saying, oh my gosh, this guy is forcing me to spend $1 a day. I know he gave me $1 million, but it's predatory that he's asking me to spend $1 a day. I'm going to really focus on the fact he's making me spend $1 a day instead of the fact that this guy gave me $1 million. That's just what you sound like. Bro, nothing's perfect, obviously, because you're retarded. There's not an argument to have here. You're out here schizoing out because you can't spend, like, your corals and shit, and you're disregarding the fact that these 5 stars are the cheapest in the history of the game. That's really just it. These 5 stars are the cheapest ones in the history of the game. Oh, also, I forgot, Rebecca's free. Guys, remember, read this, read all of this, and then realize Rebecca's free. They could have done a pull discount if they wanted to. Oh, wait, okay. This is how I know you're a fucking idiot. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is how I know you are actually retarded. I don't even feel bad. No, you're dumb as a bag of fucking bricks, bro. Nah, you are one of the most retarded people I've ever seen. Did you actually non-sarcastically just say that they should have a poll? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, you moron? Wait, what the fuck is this, you moron? Nah, you're mad retarded. I don't even know what to fucking say. You get 160 polls for spending 125. You get 160 for spending 125. That's called a discount, you retard. If you get 160, but you only spent for 125, that means you got a discount. Just ban this guy everywhere. I don't care. Yeah, no, he's too. You ban him from Discord too. I don't care. Nah, this guy's a fucking idiot. Just get him out. He's fucking retarded. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bro, it's like you got a Rebecca for free. She's probably going to be good on static miss, so you don't even got to worry about her signature. Then you just pull Lucy, win 50-50, get her weapon, and you have Lucy S1R1 with Rebecca on static mist in 125 pulls. What are people schizoing out about? What are people schizoing out about? You go 125 pulls, and if you win 50-50, you have an S1R1 character. And if you don't win 50-50, oh no. I guess you might have to go. You might have to go to 200 pulls, just like every other unit in the history of the game. Oh no, if you lose 50-50, you're going to require the same number of pulls as every other character. Check 410 of Smack spreading misinfo about PGR. Bro, nobody even fucking plays PGR at this point. It's just, everyone just says random shit about PGR when it suits their narrative. What could he have said here?
PGR players are saying in the PGR collab, it was 100% rate up for the DMC characters, no 50-50. If you come from PGR, then you have some leeway because you're basically going, it's the same company. Why didn't they do the 100% rate up like they did in PGR? I can understand that line of thought. If you've never played PGR and you've been a Woo-Wah player since day one and you're complaining about this 50-50 system, admittedly, I find it hard to get behind that logic. You essentially have been supplementing and supporting a company that's done a 50-50 system since the start of the game. Why are you surprised that they're still doing the 50-50 system for the...
Every banner in PGR is 100% because the dupes are required for endgame. Okay, so he's just saying a bunch of shit. Alright, so we got Griff to Smack saying a bunch of dumb shit again. Also, the collab weapon banners were 80-20. He's getting info from PGR players. No, he's getting info from people that don't even play PGR. That's what has to be happening at this point, right? He's getting his info from people that don't play PGR. That's the fucking issue. Anyways, yeah, no, guys, it's there. There's not an actual fucking drama here, guys. That's the thing. And without a doubt, if you're somebody that's like outraged over this, you are fucking stupid. Like, every person that I've seen that's mad over the collab is actually dumb as fuck. I have not seen a single intelligent take from anyone mad about the collab. Not a single intelligent take. Still feels bad for a different currency. Sure. I'm going to go enjoy my 20 free pulls in this different currency. Because I am of the mindset that if it was the same currency, I would not be getting 20 character pulls from logging in. So that point's moot. Great. Oh no, it's a different currency, but they're giving me 20 pulls from logging in. I don't really care that it's a different currency now, because I get 20 pulls from logging in, and I get 15 pulls in a rebate event. So to get to 160 pulls in the collab, I only need 125. So the collab banner is effectively discounted. It's effectively a discounted banner. Sounds similar to AKE banners. Yes. Because collabs expire. And so, because AKE happened to design all their banners to be collab banners in how they operate, that suddenly doesn't mean collab banners by themselves are bad. Because is every banner in WoWA, does it operate like the Cyberpunk one? Or does the Cyberpunk banner, which expires, does it have special rules because it was announced a year in fucking advance? Also, the collab weapons are 100%? Did this guy just make some fucking shit up over here? Free-to-play events times 2 with all free-to-play converted. Oh. I don't even know where this guy pulled all these numbers out from. Like his fucking booty hole? No, straight up, it just looks like this. No, this just straight up looks like fan fiction. He's a leaker? Guys, this is the thing. This is just some dude shitting some fucking numbers on the screen. There's like, bro, he literally could have just made this in Photoshop in like 5 minutes. Like, yeah, this is very easy for somebody to have just made this shit up. Very easy for somebody to have just made this shit up. Also shows it, but shows is probably gonna go up. Guys, no, I mean, again. There's no universe where you're legitimately upset about this collab unless you're just like, you've got to be kind of like a pathetic person. Let's just be real here. Oh no, I have no pulls from 3.3. Oh, I think the funniest one is the people saying this. The funniest one is the people saying this. What if I don't want to pull on the collab? Okay, great. Then don't spend your 20 pulls and then don't pull on the collab banners. Yeah, just go spend your 20 pulls that you get for free and then move the fuck on.
I'm quitting.
I'm quitting Genshin and you should too. Oh my gosh. Well, this just sounds like it's going to be a fun one, isn't it? Yeah, why did he sound like that though? Why did he sound like that? $400, 161 dislike. Yeah, this is kind of a lot. All right. We'll get to this one actually actually after this next one that I got. Yeah. We'll get to that one in just a bit. Let me go get some stuff ready for the editors. All right, I got work I need to do. Sorry, we're just jerking off about the collab. No, we got a Resonator reveal, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of lore over here. Some Edge Runners lore. Yes, they actually are doing these as well. Who could have thought? Who could have fucking thought? So let's get this started. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Kuro Games is back at it again for the 3.4 pre-release, doing a bit of a resonator breakdown, resonator reveal, the lore reveal for all of the new Cyberpunk characters that are going to be arriving in just a couple of days. And Rebecca's going to be the first unit up. And let's be real here, she's also going to be the unit that we're all going to have on our account because she is free. So why don't we go ahead, see what her role in Solaris 3 actually is, how much they're actually going to reveal about some of her past in the Edge Runners universe, and of course, what she might be doing in Solaris moving forward. Because it is really, really, really interesting to see just how well baked these units have been into the Wuthering Waves world. So let's just get that lore reveal. All right, story for Rebecca. We've got her resonance evaluation report. And I always thought that this was going to be interesting because, well, these guys, they have tacit marks. But obviously, the world... Night City, the world where they're originally from in the Cyberpunk universe, that's not really a thing that they do. So, let's see what's going on over here. Record modification log. Modification target, Rebecca. Modification code. Ooh, that's a little bit censored over there. Very interesting. The subject is identified as a mutant type resonator. Ooh, kind of like the X-Men. With a tacit mark located on the right shoulder. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be covered for most of combat. When utilizing firearms originating from blank, the subject can enhance the weapon's own ballistic precision and terminal effectiveness. She can aim and shoot faster. Building upon this foundation, the subject's attacks can neutralize and disrupt the frequency surrounding specific nightmare tacit discords, inflicting additional damage to targets hit. Okay, so she's got a bit of a natural advantage against discords. Okay, I see what's going on here. The subject can summon 3 specific firearms tailored to different combat scenarios. Oh, they're just giving us the whole fucking kit. The whole kit breakdown. Okay, so 3 different weapons. Using your forte to materialize and dematerialize them. Yep, she just pulls them out of nowhere like Carlotta. While a weapon is being summoned, its damage output fluctuates in response to the subject's emotional state. So is it like the more angry she is, the more damage she does? Is that like kind of like how it works? Very interesting. But this is a little bit over here that's going to probably throw you guys in for a bit of a loop, especially if you know the surrounding Edge Runners lore. Let's read this. The subject's frequency sample exhibits up to 97% similarity to the frequency of nightmare tacit discords in the region. It is speculated that the two share a certain correlation. So, if you kind of like know the background lore surrounding this game, this might actually mean that the Rebecca that you're seeing over here, guys, she's like an Echo, or she's like a TD, maybe a little bit more similar to like a Frolova compared to, let's just say like a living person. This is kind of like the takeover here. We know from like how Frolova works, if like the memory of a person is like strong enough, then like you can kind of materialize them into the real world. And we all know that the main quest, right, surrounding the Edge Runners universe is that this entire scenario, Night City, all of that, the entire like quest line is actually a part of Lucy's memories. And so the Nightmare Tacit discords that we're seeing, right, are probably a part of Lucy's memories. And in a similar vein, this Rebecca, right, 97% of her, I guess at a baseline, might be from Lucy's memories too. But what about that 3%? Maybe she is still actually out there. Maybe she still is actually alive or something like that. And that 3%, maybe it becomes more as the story goes on. Or she's like, I don't know, the 3% is like, well, you might see what the 3% is. I'll let you guys know what I think the 3% actually is later on. Let's keep reading over here. Keep that in your back pocket, though. 97% similarity. All right, overclock diagnostic report. The subject's waveform diagram exhibits elliptical oscillations with a stable time domain. Basically, they're saying she's normal. Resonant criticality is high and subject stability remains robust. No immediate risk of overclocking. No history of overclocking. However, the subject exhibits emotional instability, and psychological counseling has shown minimal efficacy. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, she's fucking crazy, but the craziness doesn't come from her overclocking. It's just how she is. In Night City, I'm practically the poster child for mental health. This sample is way too textbook. You sure someone didn't just copy-paste it from a manual? She's probably saying fuck or some shit. Yeah, no, she looks stable to me. Anyways, bro, she got a big-ass forehead, too. Anyways, let's move on. And let's read a little bit more. And this is where that 3% is going to come back up. It's going to be a little bit rough. Anecdotes. Rebecca. The cherished item. A dog collar. Don't let Hassan play the collab. The collar that once belonged to Rebecca's dog, Cup Cup. She became his owner after scooping him up in the middle of a gig. Her reason, just a soft heart she'd never admit to. He was a pug. Was a pug. Cute, obedient when he chose to be. During windy nights spent on the street, he'd curl up in her arms and share the heat. She doesn't say it, doesn't need to, but whenever Cup Cup comes up, there's a look in her eyes. Sometimes she takes out his collar and runs her fingers over it, wondering what she could have done differently. So, yeah, the dog's dead. And part of me wonders, is the 3% that's not a nightmare, is it Cup Cup's collar? Is Cup Cup's collar that 3%, and is that like the only thing left of her? Who knows? Who knows, right? But that could be where it comes from. That could be the lore significance. Now let's read a little bit about Rebecca's hobby. What am I into? Do gig after parties count? Nothing beats grabbing a fizzy and planting myself on the hood of a car. My shithead brother clowning around, Kiwi and Falco clinking glasses, Maine mentoring David, getting sloshed, Dorio tearing him a new one. Even Lucy the loner would stick around, but I guess that's gone now. So you can kind of see all of it over here. This is all past tense. All past tense. Rebecca's story. Becoming an edge runner wasn't my dream. Was what my pops wanted for me and my bro. It took a little while for things to click, but by the time we joined Maine's crew, we'd already built ourselves a pretty savage rep. Whatever, all in the rear view now. Boy, do I feel like a LARPer at the moment, but I don't care. Gotta admit, Solaris ain't a bad place to live. This is the thoughts. But the peeps here are Nova-level sticklers. Imagine being called a Nova-level stickler. So freaking polite, it's even got me swearing less. Didn't know I could talk without dropping so many fucking F-bombs. She gotta drop at least one of the quests. And now we got all of her character animations and stuff like that. We all know that these are probably some of the most, like, if you watched Edge Runners, I've only seen like a couple of like clips. Yeah, no, it's pretty much all there. So probably from what you're guessing over here, guys, I feel like they've already gone above and beyond when it comes to the story integration of these characters. Like, and the thing is that they're weaving in so much of like the existing Wuthering Waves lore into what I'm seeing over here. We got callbacks, right, to Frolova. We got callbacks to like Honami City, the Left Behind, right? Like, this is probably going to take into account all of that sort of, like, remnant lore that we've gotten from so many different instances in the game of, like, oh, people's frequencies, all of that. Lucy might be the only person that's alive. Maybe Rebecca's only free because she's actually dead. Like maybe she's a free character because she's not even actually, like, a real character. She's, like, a TD and they're on discount. So, to me, seeing how well it's all been like woven together, the fact that everything like makes sense, the fact that they're even like, you know, putting in like the little bit of clues about like the 3% over here, the fact that she has the same energy as the Nightmare Tacit Discords over there, she's kind of like the same thing as Adam Smasher, all of that. Well, I'm just gonna be honest. Now I'm excited to see what the Lucy one is looking like moving forward. And this proof that the frequency is with her. What is this? Is this about the 3% frequency? Dorothy, the mom who created me. It's been a while since I've seen her. Let's move on from those old memories. Anyways, you've been exploring so long. Nami Pond, the Ebony Gatekeeper, theorized that all this could be related to the dreams of the Left Behind. Maybe Rebecca's one of the Left Behind. Dreamscapes began to layer on top of each other, accidentally bridging the Left Behind's dream with Lahai Roy. Okay, so now it looks like they're even tying in, like, the Elusive Realm lore into here, too. Because the entire Elusive Realm arc over here was about how, like, dead people can influence Somnoirs. And guess what? Night City's a fucking Somnoir, I guess. And I guess this is something like, easy there, it's just a dream. Oh, sweet. I was watching... Wait, what the hell? Wait, so this... Wait, is this Rebecca? Is this Rebecca in the Elusive Realm? Maybe she is alive. Who knows? Maybe it's some random guy. Hey, who knows? It's her way of speaking. Everybody in Night City talks like this. This would be like, guys, this would be like seeing like a character be like, oh my gato, and being like, oh, that has to be Chisa. Look, they sounded Japanese. That has to be Chisa. Bro, is it BD from Cyberpunk? Yeah, it's called a brain dance. And yes, Choom is basically the same as saying homie. So guys, if you're guys, this would be like saying, yo, that guy said homie. That must be Will Smith. No, it's not Will Smith. It's just that homie is a very popular thing that people in this demographic say to each other. But no, this is just basic Cyberpunk language. Basically, if you're saying that this is proof it's Rebecca, you have not played Cyberpunk 2077 and you're a fucking LARPer. You're out here calling me a LARPer. No, you're the LARPer. If you're out here saying Choom and Flatline is Rebecca-specific language, you are a LARPer that never played 2077. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you straight. I'm just telling you straight, because if you played 2077, you would have seen the word Choom like 7,000 fucking times. Yeah, but bunch of LARPing gonks in chat out here. Anyways, this just goes to show that Cyberpunk influence is clearly showing up in the Somnoir and the Solaris world itself. I don't know if this is Rebecca. Who actually knows, right? But I think the fact of the matter is that they've laid the groundwork for the lore of this collab moving forward, and they've done an excellent job of actually ensuring that this shit makes sense, that the story makes sense. And, you know, when you know that the story writers for Edgerunners themselves are responsible for the plot that's going to be occurring over here, I don't think we have too much to be disappointed about. I think it's going to be a good one. All right, let me know what you all thought, ladies and gentlemen, about this bad boy, and peace out. 1:23:15. Okay, cool. Shall we take a look at this bad boy now? Shall we take a look at this bad boy now? I'm quitting Genshin, and you should too. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another incredible video from another incredible creator who's decided to use one very incredible profile picture. They've got Clippy over here, ladies and gentlemen, motherfucking Clippy. And the name of this guy is the great.jpg, and the name of this video is I'm quitting Genshin. And you should too. And part of me was like, I saw the combination of all these different elements combined, and I was like, I don't really know how I feel about this one. But do you want to know what pushed me over the edge? Do you want to know what ensured that I was going to be a watcher? Looking at the number of subscribers, 400, not even 1K, looking at the number of views, 32, and then listening to this guy's voice for half a second.
I'm quitting Genshin Impact.
Now you know we gotta watch this shit. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get right into this and see why he's making such a brave fucking decision.
I'm quitting Genshin Impact, and you should too. I'm not saying that because I hate the game, but because the game hates me.
And this guy sounds like he hates life.
And you. I have never seen a game that doesn't want to improve or be fun more than this game does.
Is he gonna talk like this for the whole video?
For your reference, I have multiple games under my belt to compare Genshin to, and my experience in Genshin is that I have played every Archon quest, most of the story quests, all the hangouts, gotten to floor 12 in the Spiral Abyss, reached the highest reputation level in most of the regions, and have spent plenty of hours exploring the open world. In other words, I think I have enough experience in Genshin to criticize it, and have enough experience in other games to explain why the flaws in Genshin are so bad.
Nobody should find it surprising why this guy sounds depressed. Nobody should find it surprising why this guy sounds like he's not on his 13th, he's on his 14th reason why. This was after the attempt, by the way.
So, I'm gonna do that.
Presentation!
Before I talk about the actual gameplay, I want to talk about the community's biggest criticism about the game. The fact that you can't skip.
There are people that complain about Genshin's skip button, and they haven't even completed chapter 1 of the game. There are people who complain about Genshin's skip button, and they're finished with Nod Cry.
Cutscenes.
Genshin's cutscene presentation is shockingly bad. It was outdated the year it was released, and has not improved at all in the 6 years since.
Well, they added one extra idle animation though to the Linnea quest, and like they made like one cartoony Saturday morning thing, like they put that in. It was, my daughter liked it.
It's actually on par with Sonic Adventure from 1998. And I do mean that. The in-game cutscenes have the character models do the same stock animations, the mouth animations are not synced
Sonic looks kind of better
to match with the English
Yeah, Sonic has better lip syncing. That's actually a fact.
dialogue, or any language that isn't Chinese. They are unskippable, and every once in a while you will get a pre-rendered cutscene that is way better animated than anything else in the game. The thing with Sonic Adventure from 1998 is that it's from 1998. And the bad cutscenes are more of a sign of its age. Genshin came out in 2020, and should be judged like the modern game that it is.
And this is why I never buy the whole argument, right? We need to give a game a chance to cook. We can't be out here criticizing Arknight's Enfield too much, partner. It only released in January. You can't compare it to regular Arknights. Regular Arknights had 6 years to cook. And it's such a great game now. Enfield's only had 2 months. They're made by the same company. Bro, just because your parents, when they had your older brother, yes, you know what your older brother did, bro? He like ate poo. Occasionally, right? And probably threw himself off swings, and it was like really bad. When parents have like their second kid, you would assume that like they don't make the same mistakes they made on the first one. Like if your first kid has fetal alcohol syndrome, your second kid definitely shouldn't. That's mainly what I'm trying to say. And like these devs Their first kid has it, then their second kid has it too, and then people are like, well, just give them some time to cook. It's like, no, they know exactly what the issue is, how the issue should not happen, right? And how to fix it, but they chose not to fix it. And do you want to know what the fetal alcohol syndrome is over here? It's Enfield launching with expiring stamina. It's Enfield launching with banners where the pity expires, with expiring tickets, all of that shit. And you want to know where Enfield is right now? Sorry, I forgot. This was a Genshin video. Let's get back to that.
And for a modern game, these cutscenes suck, and the fact that I can make this comparison at all is proof of this. Even more baffling is that, like I mentioned earlier, you can't skip these. You have to look at these boring, poorly animated cutscenes for like 10,000 years because the cutscene to gameplay ratio in Genshin's main story quests is like 99% cutscene and 1% gameplay. The vast majority of games since 2010 have skippable cutscenes, so this
What was that deer humping? That was a deer breathing.
is a reasonable.
Yeah, it's like, guys. Have you guys ever thought about what your idle animations look like in real life? Yeah, how about you just stop fucking typing? How about you think about what your idle animations look like for a second? I bet you don't even know.
Complained. Also, bit of a reminder that even heavily story-focused games
I don't hump the air, bro. Proof? Proof? You guys all know what your idle animations look like? Like, you know exactly to a T, gun to your head, you'd be able to describe perfectly what your idle animations look like in real life. Yeah, shut the fuck up. No, you can't.
like Metal Gear Solid 1 through 5 allow you to skip cutscenes, so what the hell is Genshin's excuse? Even worse is that the game is live service, and the quality has not increased whatsoever.
I feel like that's a bit of a tough sell. Like, the game has to have gotten better in some areas, but if you show me a video of Columbina's kit, I'll agree with you.
To this day, Genshin's cutscenes are so bad that they are beaten in terms of quality by games from 2001, which are a quarter of a century old now. Games like Halo 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sonic Adventure 2, and Mega Man X6, despite not having the best cutscene direction, are still vastly more appealing to look at than Genshin's cutscenes have, and ever will be to look at.
This guy's a fucking nerd.
You can also skip the cutscenes in all of these games, by the way. Even other gacha games have skip buttons, so there really is just no excuse. Like what? Can the billion-dollar company not hire more animators to help spruce up the cutscenes?
You guys want to know my favorite? You guys want to know my favorite Halo cutscene ever?
My riflecopter goes swah 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 swah.
Sorry, that was just the audio of it.
Or get one of the devs to add a skip button. Like, there are so many ways I can criticize the bad cutscenes. We could actually be here all day, so I should just move on. One more thing before I get to the gameplay. Genshin's size. You know Breath of the Wild. You know how it has a big open world with tons of stuff to do in it?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen the Breath of the Wild map before, and now that I've looked at it, wow, this looks a lot like Genshin.
And is only like 14.4 gigabytes. Well, as of making this video, Genshin is 174.8 gigabytes on console.
That's actually impressive. That might be the biggest one so far. I know Wuwa's smaller than that.
Now, to be fair, Teyvat is a bigger map than Hyrule is, but even if Genshin's map was like 5 times the size of Breath of the Wild's, it should only be like 72 gigabytes.
Well, I mean, the other thing is that Genshin doesn't look that good as a game. Like, guys, let's just be real here. In the big 2026, I don't think we're out here using Genshin as like anywhere close to like the pinnacle of like 3D action gaming nowadays.
A full 102.8 less than what it is now. So keep in mind that not only is this game going to drain your life, as I'll get into in a second, but it also wastes your precious space on your hard drive. Okay, let's actually talk about the gameplay now.
This section really hurts to write because I can see there is a good game buried deep down in here somewhere.
And I love that take. There's a good game buried deep down in here somewhere, but these devs have decided to just really fuck it all up.
The actual gameplay of Genshin is like this. You build a team with a maximum of 4 characters. Each character has an element, those being Anemo, Geo, Electro, Dendro, Hydro, Pyro, and Cryo, and a weapon type, those being Sword, Claymore, Spear, Catalyst, and Bow.
Yeah, we all know this shit.
Each character has the same basic controls, i.e. they have a normal, charged, and plunge attack, can sprint, use their character-specific elemental skill and burst, climb walls like in Breath of the Wild, and glide like in Breath of the Wild. Where each character differs is that their normal and charged attack depend on their weapon, and their character-specific elemental skill and burst will obviously inflict that character's element.
Does this guy just summarize the entire combat system in like a minute?
So a pyro character will set things on fire, or an electro character will electrocute things, and mixing different elements gives you different reactions that do more damage to enemies.
Honestly, not a bad job. Not a bad job considering that, yeah, he didn't take that much time at all.
The general description I just gave
Hey, I bet some of y'all needed a refresher because you have Alzheimer's.
you of the gameplay, you might be wondering what the problems are. I mean, on paper it sounds pretty fun. Well, it's how you get characters and upgrade them where Genshin falls apart. Genshin is a gacha game, so that means using in-game currency, i.e. Primogems, Antiquated Fate, and Intertwined Fate, to pull on a character's banner for a chance to get them. There are 2 limited time banners with a limited time 5-star character, and 3 4-star characters, and a standard banner that's always available.
This guy out here really just made, like, not even like, this is like one of those blank for dummies. This is like how to quit Genshin for dummies.
The limited 5-star character banners are the main attraction, though. By default, you have a pretty high chance of just not getting the character. It takes 90 pulls for the game to guarantee that you get a 5-star character on that banner.
No, like, this is like a before you play Genshin in 2026. I mean, if that's the basis of this video, Genshin in 2026, the experience, yeah, no, I think it's pretty accurate.
Now, to be fair, after like 70 pulls, your chances of getting the character do go up. Unfortunately, the 5-star character you pulled might not be the 5-star character you want, since there is a 50-50 chance the game gives you a different character than the one you wanted.
Bro, yeah, no, this is 1,000% for normies.
And your chances for pulling a 5-star character go back to what they were originally. Because of this...
But sometimes I think it's always good to have the perspective of, how bad does this system actually sound for somebody that doesn't even know what gachas actually are?
It takes 180 pulls for you to get a 100% chance to receive the character you are pulling for. That's just for 5 stars. There's absolutely no guarantee for the 4 stars on the banner. So if you want one of them, you just have to hope you get one while you're pulling. But wait, that's not all.
Because I guess the reason that I'm seeing over here is that it's all bad because it's a gacha. But does he go deeper? We need to see.
Each 5-star character has a 5-star weapon.
Because you could theoretically apply this to almost any gacha game as a whole.
And that they don't come with. You have to pull on a separate weapon banner that works pretty
Oh, here we go.
similar to the regular limited banner.
Oh, here we go.
Only this time, you are guaranteed to get the weapon at 160 pulls. That means, worst case scenario, you have to pull 340 times to get both the character and weapon you want.
He could put some visuals for that one, but yeah, no. I feel like 340 pulls for a single unit is like a... This really puts into perspective all the people bitching and moaning about the Cyberpunk collaboration. Where in the Cyberpunk collab, with 125 pulls, you can like guarantee a like S1 unit. And like guarantee a S1 unit. And you have a 50% chance of having an S1 R1 unit by the end of that. And yeah, in Muwa, it's like 230 in the worst possible case scenario. While here, it's 300. I don't know, bro. It's kind of absurd once you think about it. Yeah, and then Gacha gets 60 pulls a patch. Like, this is the thing. This guy is not even getting into the worst shit here. Like, the most vile shit. Like, all he's really talking about are, like, baseline gacha systems. He's got to get to that next level, though, because it really, he's just making Genshin sound like every other gacha right now.
Now, this wouldn't be that big of a problem if there were an abundance of in-game currency.
There we go. Okay, all right. I'm glad he got there, because it kind of just sounded like he was, like, pissing into the wind for a second. Okay, there we go.
There isn't. While you can get Primo Gems, Antiquated, and Intertwined Fate through normal gameplay, you really won't get that much. You get one Antiquated Fate for every other Ascension level one of your characters hits, get one Intertwined Fate per Archon quest completed, or can buy either for 160 Primo Gems, which you get for almost anything. Yeah, that's right, you only get one Intertwined Fate for looking at this for hours of your life per quest.
Well, what if it's not an Arcana quest? What if it's just a world quest? Then I just get shit on.
Quest. Now, let's talk about Primo Gems. You get Primo Gems.
He's not sane.
For pretty much anything.
Nah, he's crazy.
From opening chests to doing quests and completing achievements. For achievements, you get like 5 or 10 primos. For doing quests, you don't get that much, and the amount you get varies. The most Primo Gems you can get for doing quests is like 50 or 60.
This guy has definitely spent upwards of 1K. I don't think so. I think this guy is like a like 6-year like free-to-play veteran that has only lost his mind because he's been playing this game free-to-play for 6 years.
And you get no Primo Gems at the very least. And remember, folks, for the side quests, the presentation...
Look at his team. That's why I think he's free-to-play. What is that team?
Is just as bad, if not worse, than the main story quests because there is no voice acting. Also, special mention to the R&R quest for being 11 hours of this. That quest is single-handedly responsible for my hatred for unskippable cutscenes. I'm serious. You may think you aren't the type of person to be bothered with it, but Genshin will make you that person.
It's a combination of a lot of different factors that just make this game so wonderful, right? Where your goal, obviously, right, is to collect all the characters, get all the Gacha pulls and all of that, and then, like, stuff that you would normally be doing for free, you instead do for pulls, and then, like, the developers now know there's almost like a payment system that's in the game, right? Where, like, hey, you spend time on our game, and we'll give you pulls so you can pull in our game. And the developers then begin molesting that relationship by making shit content. Where their only goal is to keep you playing the game for a long period of time. They don't care what you're playing. Because they managed to abuse that, like, transaction system that you guys had ready to go.
But I digress. Play the side quests for Primo Gems at your own risk.
For chests, the amount also varies, but for the most common type of chests, you only get 0 to 2 Primo Gems per chest.
I like how he said 0 to 2.
Chest. Bit of a reminder that just to get a 100% guarantee for a 5-star character,
0 to 2.
You need 180 pulls, and one pull costs 160 Primo Gems. So multiply 160 by 180, and you will need 28,800 Primo Gems. Great googly moogly. So
That's a lot of chests.
you better get out there and find as many chests as possible.
That is a lot of chests. Yeah.
Ow. Also, chests don't respawn, and the first two areas combined, Mondstadt and Liyue, have more chests than the Arkham games have Riddler trophies. And we're at like 7 regions now, so that number is way higher.
It does kind of like make you wonder, dude, who's the guy that placed every single one of those chests? Like, there's somebody out there that, like, I probably knows where every chest in Genshin Impact is.
Unfortunately, the Genshin devs didn't have the foresight.
And his name is AI!
The Arkham devs did. I.e., in every Arkham game, each area has its own Riddler trophy grid and marks each one you collected. The Genshin devs gave you no such thing, so you might just be wandering around looking for chests that don't exist, and you would be none the wiser.
I think this is fair. Guys, this is the thing. I don't think people even slightly enjoy the exploration in Genshin Impact anymore. I don't think there's any way you can, because they intentionally, like, have you be using all these other resources and shit. Like, bro, I'm already burnt out of exploration in Wuwa, and I have the checklist. Bro, I don't even attempt. Bro, I think I stopped exploring Genshin in, like, fucking 4.3. Or like 4.4 or something, bro. Like fucking Fontaine, I stopped.
Yes, there is no way to view which chests you have and haven't gotten. Sure, zooming out will tell you what percent the local area has been explored, but that's really vague. How many chests are here? Who knows?
This desert is like, bro, if somebody were to show me that their world has 100% like in this area, I'm calling the police. Just so you know, like if I found out that like your desert exploration is at 100, like I'm not talking to you no more.
If I'm 58% of the way there and there are 100 chests, then I found.
Yeah, no, that's like having a platinum trophy at the mental asylum.
58 chests. If there are 20 chests here, then I found like 12. See what I mean? This percentage tells me nothing. But wait, the hypothetical audience member says, don't you know you can just craft treasure compasses to help you find treasure?
This might be the most useless menu in gaming history. The crafting menu in this game. Have you ever made any of these things? Like, have you made any of these before?
Yeah, I know. It's helpful, but it doesn't fix the underlying problem because...
Not since Iron Sting. Yeah, not since Iron Sting.
1, you have to go out of your way to make one. 2, the game doesn't tell you where some of the crafting materials even are, so that's even more time spent running around looking for crap. 3, you have to make one for every single region, because for some reason the Mondstadt one can't work in Fontaine.
I love when there's a 30-second cooldown. Oh, my favorite one is when I activate the compass, and then the compass proceeds to, like, curl inward like a fucking hernia and go inside my character, and I don't know where it went, and it just goes on a minute cooldown. Dude, that shit is supreme. When you press it, you don't even see where it goes, and then it just goes on a minute cooldown, and you're just like, all right, awesome. I don't even know how they managed to fuck it up like that, where that's the actual, like, UI experience.
4. It doesn't make finding treasure chests fun. It just makes treasure hunting go from running around aimlessly to just going to where the marker points you to. That's not it for ways to get Primogems, cause upgrading each region's Statue of the Seven gives you Primogems as well. Only problem is that you only get like 60 Primogems per level you upgrade, and what you use to upgrade the statues, that region's Oculus, are even worse to collect than chests are. Just like chests, there's no grid telling you which ones you have and haven't gotten.
Yeah, I'm beginning to realize it now. Bro, it would be such a journey for somebody to just start Genshin right now and collect every Oculus, every chest, everything in the game. Bro, like, that straight up, how long would that take you to do?
And unfortunately,
And it's not fun. It's boring.
you have to
And remember how many of the areas and the chests and the oculi are going to be story locked too, behind like world quests and shit like that. Bro, imagine. Bro, they should just start making jail sentences where you get released once you finish Genshin Impact. Like, you gotta 100% the game. And like, dude, people would die before that happens. Dude, that'd be worse than a life sentence for some people. Bro, that'd basically be the death penalty. Bro, that would basically be the death penalty, bro. Bro, crime rates would drop. Imagine, you got sentenced to Genshin. You get a fresh level 1 account. You got to 100% the game. So you gotta collect like 20 oculi, or you don't get food.
You craft a new detector for that region every time you use one to find an Oculus. Why? Oh,
If they did that, then Rine would 100% be able to like stream like a prison break stream. You know how like NTE was doing like the prison streams? Like Rine would be able to do it too, except it's like speedrunning Genshin this time. That'd be crazy, COD.
I know why. It's because the devs really want you to use real-world money to buy polls. That's why this is so poorly designed. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Now, let's say you hypothetically
You could have augmented that point about the real world money to buy pulls by also mentioning that it takes this fucking long to do all the shit and you get like 50 to 60 pulls a patch. Like, it's different, hypothetically, if a game were to need you to play this much and you got like 200 pulls a patch. No, these bitches have you play this much and still give you nothing on top of it.
get enough Primogems to get the character you want after 180 pulls, or are lucky enough to get them before you hit that. Well, they suck because you have to upgrade them, get them a good weapon, and then upgrade that, and then give them an artifact set that's good for them, and then upgrade that.
I don't think people care about the building part necessarily, other than Genshin having everything locked behind, like, the fucking day of the week, like it's a fucking astrology class.
And then upgrade all of their talents. And let me tell you, it takes a lot of time and resources to get one of these guys to max. This is because the higher levels of your character or equipment just guzzle down whatever resource you are using, and it takes real-world days to get new ones because of the resin system. In gacha games, there's usually some sort of resource that limits the amount you can do per day. Unlike other gacha games like Zenless or Precon, Genshin doesn't allow its version of this to overflow in case you haven't played for a couple of days. So
Okay. I'm so glad he's getting into the Genshin specific stuff, because how in 2026 do you not actually have it? It almost just makes me think that, like, the Genshin Impact devs don't care if you quit. Because wouldn't it just be so easy to add the overflow resin to the game and then there'd be way less people who quit? Or is, like, the pressure of losing their precious resin, right? Is that enough to get people logging in every day? I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, at this point, it's like you're using the withdrawal of the drug as like an incentive to not quit. Bro, that's how heavily addicted the Genshin player base is. These guys find it more profitable to not have resin overflow so that people feel the FOMO to log in every day rather than just put in resin overflow and then give players more opportunities to come back. They'd rather stop people from quitting via FOMO than have more people come back via resin overflow. Wow, that's really something to think about. That is something to think about.
So, that means once per day, you have to go farm whatever you need, run out of resin, and then wait until the next day to farm more of whatever you need. Why? Actual games don't do this! And other gacha games have a better version of this system. And
yeah, other gacha games let you spend your resin in... Bro, I'm pretty sure if I'm locked in, I can do my Woo-Wah 240 resin dailies, or my 240 wayplay dailies. I can do it, I think, in 1 minute. I think I can legitimately do 2 Tassafield runs in 1 minute.
whatever you need ranges from experience to level up characters, ascension materials to ascend your characters so you can level them up more, material to ascend your weapons so you can level them up more, artifacts you need to boost your character stats, artifacts you don't need to level up the ones you do, and materials to upgrade.
Genshin also has no boxes. Bro, or they do have boxes, but bro, the boxes that they have, they like don't give out shit for fucking free. The boxes, I feel like you can only like buy them from like packages in the shop, but like Woo-Wah and other games just shit out like consumable packages, right? That you can like redeem for a bunch of like the different mats that you'd normally be farming for. But I know Genshin, like HSR does it, ZZZ does it, all like Enfield does it as well. Surprisingly, the NTE does it, but like Genshin's just one of those games that just does not fucking do it.
Your character's attacks. This takes forever for one character, let alone the 4 you have to have on your team. Now, keep everything I said in mind, from the gacha system to how annoying it is to get primo gems, to how long it takes to get your characters to their max level, because my next complaint makes them all like 1,000 times worse. Power creep.
And this is something I would say that's relatively new to Genshin. That's the ironic part. The power creep portion, the power creep part, all of this shit, bro, it's kind of only been in the game since like 5 point something.
Oh no.
This game was actually fine balance-wise until like 5 point something.
So, the devs give new characters mechanics that make them do more damage than older characters, and design all the updates and new endgame around them, so your old characters are worse without the devs actually nerfing them. So, that means you can't just get any 5-star character, it has to be a newer one.
Basically, ever since Mavuika, this Pyro Archon bitch got added to the game, alongside with her partner in the fucking Sinister Sisters, bro, right here, Mavuika Sitlali. They released and did 50% more damage than the previous highest damage team. All these teams out here, they was at like 50 to 60k damage, and then she came in dealing 90.
So you can actually do damage to the newer enemies.
Like, bro, the best teams in the game were like New Valette. Bro, when was the last time anyone played New Valette?
So everything I complained about isn't something you have to deal with at the beginning of the game.
Bro, remember when Hyperbloom was viable?
It's something that plagues you throughout the entire thing. Does this sound like a fun game to you?
I quit.
Yeah, so I quit. The game isn't fun, and as Reggie Fils-Aimé once said, if it's not fun, why bother? Now,
I mean, this is the natural path forward for, I think, most players. And this is the reality. I don't actually think that Genshin is a bad game to start right now. Because what's one thing that you're going to avoid? Pulling any of the dog shit characters. You could just go in, pull all the new broken fucking shit, right? And then theoretically play one of like the longest single player adventures ever. The unfortunate part though is that chances are you might not actually like what the game has to offer, because the game is like 99.9% text, voices, and story. It's just people had the allure of rewards, gacha pulls, blah blah blah, being locked behind experiencing this mind-numbingly bad content. But if you're gonna go ahead and digest all that content at once, bro, it looks like a lot, but you're never gonna make it through even half. Bro, think about it this way. Genshin and the consumption of its content and story. It's like a giant burrito. Think of it as like one long, tremendous meat tunnel. What's in a burrito? You got like rice, beans, cheese, guac, veggies, whatever. Imagine that you took a burrito, big old burrito, and then you took out all the guac, the meat, the cheese, and all you had left in it were beans. The guac, meat, cheese, those were the gacha pulls. They aren't there anymore when you're playing Genshin in 2026 and then you're playing Mondstadt and Liyue. You're eating a burrito and all that's in it is beans. It's just a gigantic burrito full of fucking beans. Everyone else ate that burrito when it had guac, rice, cheese, meat, all that good shit in there. But all you get is the fucking beans. You ain't playing that shit. And you ain't eating that shit either.
Now, I know for sure I'm absolutely gonna get some stupid Genshin defenders in the comments going, actually, you quitting won't change the game.
Actually, you quitting won't change the game.
The game will only change if the Chinese fan base complains.
Yeah, I can't top that.
And to that I say,
I can't top that. Nah, that was masterfully done. Well done, sir.
oh, boo-hoo. What, are you gonna do nothing with your life because the sun will explode in like 1 billion years?
Real voice, by the way. I like to think there's a reason why that dude was so good at this. Like, he's done that before.
Sure, I might not be able to change the developers' minds or improve the state of the game, but I can do one thing. I can at least make sure they don't succeed in actually wasting my time.
We've been saying this since day one, ladies and gentlemen. This game sucks ass.
They want you to feel helpless and to continue playing the game no matter how bad it gets. And I'm not gonna let that happen to me because I deserve better.
This is kind of like this is how you know that this guy ain't like other CCs. This guy's making this video not for you. Not for me. Not for like the gacha community. Y'all know why this guy's making this video? This is basically a fucking digital diary, bro. This might as well have led with Dear Diary. I'm quitting Genshin and you should too. No, that's the best way that I can describe this. He made this video for himself. He probably had to do this to quit the fucking game. And now that it's online, now they got this many views, now that I guess I've reacted to it, other people have reacted to it, well, now he can't actually, now he has to quit. He's got to follow through. I respect it. I respect it. Because Genshin is really good at this one thing. being a substitute for something actually meaningful in your fucking life. This game takes up so much time, gives people, right, such a sense of like whatever when they're going through it, has all those lingering moments of emotional instability from COVID. A lot of people really struggle to let it go. And this to me almost seems like a therapeutic release of this guy's like fucking pent up trauma for the past 6 years. But maybe I'm reaching. Who knows?
You deserve better. That's why I'm quitting.
No, this guy's like saying this shit in front of a mirror, bro.
And you should too. I can think of several games that are more worthy of your time than Primo Farming and Genshin ever will be. And I can recommend you some if you want.
All of Bungie's Halo games.
The
Nerd.
Batman Arkham
Nerd.
games. Earthbound.
Nerd.
Marvel Ultimate
Nerd.
Alliance. Sonic
Nerd.
Generations. Doom
Nerd.
1. Doom 3.
Nerd 3.
Metal Gear Solid 1
Metal Gear Nerd.
through 5.
Metal Gear 5. The Nerd Pain.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Nerd Vengeance.
Gears of War 1
Nerds of War.
through 3. Fallout 1.
I was trying to think of a creative. I'll just call it Nerd Out. Yeah, Nerd Out 1.
2. And New Vegas.
Nerd Out, Nerd Vegas. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, did you?
Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D.
Dude, how many does this guy have?
Any version of Majora's Mask. A Link to the Past. Breath of the Wild. I haven't played the rest of them. Mario 64. Sonic CD.
Go outside! How did you play all of these? Bro, this guy had no childhood! He sounds old, that's what I'm saying. Bro, if you played all, they all came out at the same time! If he played all of them, that means he never played outside as a kid. How'd you play all of them one after each other? This is all like 2000 to 2004. But one thing I didn't notice on here, I don't see Call of Duty.
64. Sonic CD. Devil May Cry 1 and 3. Bioshock 1. Any Lego game. Any Resident Evil game that isn't 6. Mega Man X through.
Okay, so like, are you guys like, do you guys still think I was going overboard, or like, are you beginning to agree with what I was saying?
X4. Any Capcom fighting game that isn't Street Fighter V. Any Metroid game after Metroid 2. Smash Ultimate.
Like, I get playing games. This is too many.
And Puyo Puyo Tetris. You should play any or all of these games instead of playing Genshin.
There's no... I'm sorry. I don't know anyone that's played all of those games. I don't know anyone that has played all of those games. Not a single person with all of those under their umbrella. Bro, honestly, I think it's more healthy to have, like, 500 hours of one game than all of those. Because, like, you'll get tired of that one game you're playing for 500 hours and then go do other shit. So you're, like, naturally diversifying that way. What the fuck even is this? Bro, the fact that somebody could recall all of these games by themselves is mind-blowing to me. Imagine off rip being able to recite all of these. Maybe you should have played. Maybe you should have played. If this is the alternative, maybe you should keep playing Genshin.
Puyo Puyo Tetris. You should play any or all of these games instead of playing Genshin. Life is literally too short to spend dedicated to Genshin, so...
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Anyways, I feel like this was a great video over here that kind of like focuses on the normie perspective. Kind of like, almost like the non-gacha perspective when it comes to a game like Genshin Impact. And I think one of the big things to sort of like realize over here is that Genshin, from like the normie perspective, I think was known as like this higher quality game, but that's just not the same gacha space that it was back in 2020. And so the game doesn't look any better. It's aged worse, if we're going to be honest here. All the systems are outdated and shit. And now it just looks way worse than every other gacha that's coming out. Yeah, I'm just going to be honest. It's a rough spot. And I don't really know how much the player base is even growing right now. And I feel like when people leave Genshin, they leave forever. And the fact that Hoyo hasn't put in overflow resin leads me to believe they know that when somebody quits, they're gone. Because they know Genshin's bad, and they know that people have so many better alternatives. So why put in overflow resin when people that quit don't even bother to come back anyways? Why not just remove overflow resin, never add it, so that people feel just one more thing that's stopping them from quitting? And that's what you call desperation. But hey, when you're losing everything real fast, you got to hold on to what you got left, right? And I feel like that's kind of what we're seeing over here for Genshin in the big 2026. Yeah, other than this guy being like playing more games than I feel like I've ever seen anyone in my goddamn life fucking play. Other than that, pretty baller video. But yeah, no, this guy's definitely a nerd. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out. All right. All right, allergies do be hitting like crazy. All right, should be getting into our good old Star Savior stuff tomorrow. But for now, I think we are at a bit of a close, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I think we're at a bit of a close. Yeah, sorry. I was expecting the other one. I was expecting to do our sponsor today, but yeah, we're moving that shit to tomorrow. I assume that Lucy's kit or lore breakdown is going to be tomorrow. Then we're going to get like the Rebecca kit, then the Lucy kit, kind of like stuff like that. We'll have to see. This is probably the first time that they're releasing 2 characters in the first half before. So the marketing is going to be a lot different. We're just going to have to see how it gets sorted out. But yeah, oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, kind of am feeling like a part-timer recently, but scarcity is what you call artificial scarcity, ladies and gentlemen. Not really artificial, though, because my nose feels like fucking hell right now. All right, who should I... Bro, it always happens at the same time every day. Do trees just decide to like release like pollen and shit at like the same time every day, and like plants too? Is that like a normal thing? That's normal, right? Like they all just decide, hey, it's 11 a.m. Let's go fuck this guy's shit up. Getting sniped by trees, dude. I love how these guys are like, oh, well, Unk, you don't go outside all the time, so how would you be you guys act like windows don't exist. Like, you guys act like ventilation and windows don't exist. Like, are you... Now I know you guys don't go outside if you're saying shit like that. Like, what? Like, fuck it. Where do you think I'm sourcing my oxygen? Mars? What, just have like a fucking... I have like a little cable that comes down that connects to Mars? What did you even think, bro? All right. Who's even online right now? Dude, there's nobody ever online. Oh, okay. Okay. So Razor came on at the last second. Amanda. I don't see Amanda. Where's Amanda? I don't see her, bro. Where is she at? All I see is Arknights Enfield's 108 viewers. She's playing 007? I can't rate somebody playing actual games. Yeah, what do I look like, a variety streamer? All right, get me out of here, bro. Get me out of here. No, that was not good. Oh, that was not good.